Looks like we're live. Yep, alright. Welcome, guys. We will be getting started shortly. Actually, you know what? Why wait? We'll leave the giveaway link up for a couple minutes, but we got a lot to build tonight. I'd like to finish it. We'll do a quick recap. So this is the 6x6 all-terrain Technic tow truck. This is what we built last week. If you look real close, you can see maybe it's kind of like a tow truck. It does have 3 axles for 6 wheels. It's got front and wheel drive there. It's got some steering. It's got engine pistons that move. And we got the starts of some other gear functions like the turntable over here. Yeah, so mainly last week was a lot of this internal structure and the transmission to control all the functions. You can see we've got you can see an XL motor there, and on this side we've got a medium motor. So I did make sure to get some batteries for a battery box. Once we get to that part, we will be good to go. We got through the first 300 steps last time, and there are like 2 or 480 something. No, 590 steps. So we got through over half of the steps, but there's still a bunch to go. I did do some more sorting in the past week. I got most of the beams and panels out along the top here, so I have a lot fewer loose bags lying around. A lot of the littler Technic parts, I've gotten some trays now, so hopefully that'll make things go a little faster. Alright, let's get that up there. Hey, Pohedron. It's the first time you managed to catch a stream here. How is that possible? Alright, so let's get started. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to push that all the way. Doesn't exactly make, yep, okay, I guess it goes all the way through. Okay, yeah, because that locks this in here, which we had an issue with last week. Of course, now I'm gonna have to relearn where I put all of the pieces from last time. Now that they have all moved around a bit. Oh, okay. Here, by here you meant Twitch. Gotcha. I'm like, I could have sworn you've been in our streams before, Aaron. So what was not smooth about the transition? Because maybe you weren't the only person who had issues, and there are other people who can be assisted by your words of wisdom. For that can assist me with knowing what people are having problems with. You are going over here. Hey there, Dollar, welcome. We still got some gears and stuff that need to go in there. You'd have thought with all the work we did with gears last week, done with them. I'm not quite. So yeah, a little gear sub-assembly there. And that is going in over here. Doesn't actually connect to this gear that we have, so we'll have to see how that ends up getting engaged. So it looks like we may be starting work on one of the outriggers. I believe there's 4 outriggers on this thing, 1 on each side and then 2 on the back. So it's going to be pretty complex there. And so we're going to be using one of these linear actuator mabobs. Problem with putting all of my beams and panels over there is now I have to reach over to get them. This is going there. So that is the connective tissue between those 2 gears we were just talking about. And presumably we'll do one on the other side that'll connect to the last gear so we can have both of the actuators at the same time. So like right now it doesn't do much, it just kind of spins around because this end piece has to be kind of held in place. When we do that, you can kind of start to see how it goes down very slowly. So anyone watch the premiere of the US LEGO Masters this week? I'm usually not one for reality TV, but it's a little different when you know some of the people who are involved. So like when I'm cheering for someone, like I'm actually cheering for them because I know who they are. I think this goes here. This is not well indicated in the instructions where this piece attaches. Because multiple places that it could be. Alright, based on skipping ahead, it looks like I've got that in the right spot. Ooh, now we get to use one of these assemblies for the outriggers. So, if I put it in the right way, that slides in there. You can see it's got some gear teeth on the end. But yeah, if you're watching LEGO Masters and you're not rooting for Team Clark Kent and Superman, then we can't be friends anymore. Oh, almost sticker time. I think this little outrigger assembly is going to be just about done. Put a nice big, like, caution sticker on it. Alright, so here is our outrigger assembly. See, it's going to be able to go up and down. If I can find a bush in here. First, pop that on, and that goes through there, and that through here. And so now you can see that outrigger going out and back up. And obviously once these wheels are on, it'll raise it up a little more, so it won't be quite as much sliding on the ground. It'll be more just going directly onto the ground. But still pretty awesome to start to see some of these features coming together here. And now it looks like we could do the same thing on the other side. So now I probably have to be slightly careful that I line this up with the other one, because you don't want them to not be in sync. I wonder if it calls that out somewhere. Like, make sure. Alright, just make sure we retract this side all the way up. That'll give us a good barometer on this side. Hey there, Woomy. Welcome back. Glad you could make it. Alright, now our two outriggers are in sync. It's a nice start. So anyone got any big plans for the weekend? Doing anything exciting? I don't have much going on tomorrow, really. But I didn't want to put off finishing up this guy, and I figured, you know, mix up our stream days a little bit. There's some people who aren't as available on the weekend, so I want to make sure we could get a stream for them as well. And then Sunday, get to pick up all the BZPower convention circuit stuff that was at Brick Fair, Alabama. So then we can turn around and start packing it up for Bricks Cascade, which is later this month. I will unfortunately not be able to attend, but we'll have most of our usual BZPower and BioNLEG contingent there. And I think there's a couple people who will be showing up for the first time, so that'll be pretty cool. Definitely need to get back out to Portland at some point to that show, because it's a lot of fun. But unfortunately this year, Toy Fair got moved. Normally it would be next weekend, President's Day weekend in the US. But they moved Toy Fair another week back. So it is now going to be the weekend directly before Bricks Cascade. And unfortunately I can't go up to New York for Toy Fair and then like 3 days later take more time off from work to go to Portland. So not this year. adding some structure there to the top of the outriggers. You're making me feel like I did something wrong there. No? Okay. Guess I'm just gonna have to sneak this guy in here. Oh, there we go. I can just lift this up. Whee. Alright, hopefully with this step here we'll have most of, am I flipping around again? Most of the structure on these outriggers done, and we can kind of show off how they work together now. Alright, so let's see, where is a gear I can spin? So there we go. See how they kind of fold out and then extend down. And then go back up. It'd be a lot faster when there's a motor powering it instead of my finger. And they fold up pretty nice and flat to the side of the tow truck. Alright, ooh, now we get to start adding on some Technic panels. I feel like we've used very little of these Azure pieces. I mean, there's like a few beams here and there, but this is, I think, the first Azure Technic panel we've put on. And that really kind of gives me the feeling that we're making some progress, because those panels are kind of what makes the outer shell, and so putting some of these in place makes it like, oh hey, we're actually accomplishing something. We're getting close to what it's gonna look like in the end, and not just all of this like superstructure. Hey there, LaRocca, welcome. So these look like they're going to be a kind of what we use to control the functions with like a twisting motion. So I'm hoping though that we do build something so it's more of like a lever rather than twist, because it takes a lot of force there to twist that and make it work. Definitely need a little more mechanical advantage. How is that build process of a different kind? How'd that go? Yeah, thankfully most of the sorting is done at this point. It's just remembering where everything is now. Ugh, we got a big sticker going on this Technic panel now. With their like fake Volkswagen logo. Yes, there's our sticker with what I'm calling the fake Volkswagen logo. It definitely looks like it says VW. And where's this go? So yeah, it's going to be, I guess, like the front grille. So it certainly looks like progress. Straight out of the box, yeah, that would make this build take a lot longer if we did it that way. If only they gave us numbered bags. I'm gonna keep coming back to it. I don't know what LEGO was thinking in 2017. Not releasing a set with numbered bags. I know, right, Dollar? Every now and then, like when you open up an old set that you like buy at a convention or have just had sitting around, you're like, wait, the bags aren't numbered? What is this heresy? How did we ever survive in the Dark Ages? I feel like all of these songs were definitely posted on BZPower at some point because they're all by BZPower members. I just have to remember what we called the contest so I can go back and look it up. Yeah, all the tracks are definitely out there somewhere. Well, we don't really, we do not have a playlist right now. This is, what we like to call shuffle. So it is not in any particular order. There we go. Certainly show off the sticker we did on the other side, but it's pretty much identical to this one, which is, you can see, kind of making the front hood section of our tow truck. Oh, okay, they're okay. Yeah, I mean, there definitely was at one point a topic on BZPower that had all of these tracks in one place. I just do not know where such a thing has ended up at this point. But the truth is most definitely out there. I can neither confirm nor deny the existence of aliens, Laruka, although I have been watching the new season of Project Blue Book on the History Channel, which is quite the fun show. Kind of like a modern day retro X-Files, if that makes sense. some seats. So we're using these blue Technic panels as seats, which I believe is a scale that they've used before, even some smaller Technic sets. Just pop it in there pretty nicely. It's definitely starting to look like the front of a truck a little bit. I got our steering wheel, not actually connected to anything, purely for decoration. Alright, see you later, Laruka. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy your dinner. I think at this moment what we're building here is going to be the hood of our truck. Yep, there we go. Snaps in there. And so it is hinged, can go up and down, so you can still see our nice inline 4 engine there. And then a couple of these curved Technic panels become like our front fenders. And just like really quickly now, all of a sudden it's like, hey, this looks like a tow truck, or at least a truck. Doesn't quite have the tow part down yet, but we're getting there. Oh, that is not firmly attached yet. There we go. I think what we're building now is going to be like the gas tank on one side. Kind of more of a decorative aspect, since this is an electric vehicle. Environmentally friendly, except for all the batteries it goes through. There we go, and this pops into the side, right there. same thing on the other side here. Now we're adding on an exhaust pipe. That goes right there. And I gotta pay attention to the instructions here to make sure the wire for the motor is going where they want you to. And it looks like I've got it in the right position. Because pretty soon we're gonna probably build something there and then that wire is not going to be able to move. Speaking of wires, looks like next up we've got our little IR receiver. Well, that's handy. I didn't notice that before. It's color coordinated here with blue and red. And we're gonna accentuate that a little bit with a couple of grill plates. All right, and now we'll figure out how exactly these go on here. So that guy goes on there. Where's our red wire? Where do they have that coming from? Is that like supposed to be through and around? Very confusing. I feel like where that wire is running is going to get in the way somehow. And they don't make it very clear where this is supposed to go either. Oh, never mind. If you look at it, there's a little call out that shows exactly where it's supposed to go. Alright, I guess it's supposed to go like this. And this attaches in maybe. Okay. Let's see if I got that right looking at this other call out. So that guy. Goes there. The red wire goes there, and this one goes like up and there. All right, hopefully that'll all work out later. So now, starting to make window sides here. Does that line up good? Looks like it. And it's looking like the battery box is going to pop in right there. Yeah, okay, yeah, pops in quite nicely. It's almost like they designed it or something. Alright, really starting to come together now. Time for the battery box. That's pretty neat. So you got these little tabs up here, so you can see the battery box can just slide in and out pretty easily, and then you can push these tabs down so that it can't go anywhere. I think that's what they're designed for. And so now in theory we could turn this on. Oh, because we don't have the IR. We do have the IR. I don't know if those little motor sounds are coming through, but stuff is happening. Oh, that's our steering there. We have steering. Oh, and we have drive. Hey, hey. That is pretty sweet. Alright. Turn that off again for now. You're not wasting our batteries. Probably be doing our first giveaway of the evening in about 10 minutes or so. sticker time. As we start to really finish up the front here. Number 14. If only these were in some kind of actual order. And these are very important stickers to get right, because they seem to kind of indicate some of the controls of the tow truck. So you can see there, forward, back, and steering. And that one looks like it controls the outriggers, and then something to do with the actual tow arm, which we have not built yet. This assembly is actually covering up that little kind of Technic attachment / knob that we're using to control that, but there will be able to be a pass-through. So presumably we're going to put like a gear or something on that that'll be able to spin. We're going to use a bow rock tooth. So now you can just kind of flip this into the position of what you want to do. So far, a majority of like the Technic panels have had a sticker on them. So here's one for Wolf Valley Towing Service. Hey Voximo, glad you could finally make it. Pops onto this Technic pin, so we have an opening and closing door. Kind of a little anticlimactic in the big scheme of things compared to all the other functions, but still cool. Alright, now we get to do all of this stuff again on the other side. Make a mess of my sorted parts. Yeah, I'm definitely curious what Wolf Valley is a reference to. Oh, I think one thing I did mention when we first looked at the sticker sheet is that the wolf logo does kind of remind me of the Wolfpack castle theme from the 90s. I think it was late 80s, early 90s, something like that. So maybe that is what it's a reference to. That is just, you know, my guess. I have no insider knowledge on that one. What, Voxmo? You never heard of the Wolfpack theme? Oh, you're missing out. Actually, I don't really know if you are missing out or not. I don't think I've looked back at those sets in a long time, but it's definitely a theme that I have nostalgia for, but that's just because, you know, it was a theme when I was a kid. So it's very possible that those sets weren't really all that great, and I'm just remembering them fondly. This is going to be interesting because this kind of locks in our little IR controller. I think that's probably the best spot for that. Lots of Technic pins to line up there. Got our white bow rock tooth for a selector dial again. That goes in there. So now, in theory, if we turn that on and move this down, we should be able to I thought we should be able to use the outriggers. They just taken a while. I can hear something spinning. Is it not engaged all the way? I don't see anything turning. Trying to figure out what's going on, because in theory those should be going. It looks like it's definitely not in neutral there. I feel like we should definitely be seeing something turning right now, because I can certainly hear the motor going. It looks like that's not engaged. Something slip out or... Let's have to have like some combination of these engaged. Oh, alright, well, so now that is turning. I don't know if you can actually see that well, but that red differential on the top is spinning now. Oh, now the big turntable is spinning, so that's doing something. That's when that switches up. No, neither of those are doing anything. I want to figure out why these outriggers, unless this has to be in the opposite direction. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Alright, we'll have to figure that out later, hopefully. Hopefully that means there's some other gear or something that we still need to install before the motor gets all the way to our little guys here. Yeah, because they do work, they do turn. Alright, so, alright, now I'm really intrigued on this. So this should need to be, nope, that doesn't do it. That should do it. That should engage the right gear for the outriggers. But nothing seems to be turning. Unless that has to be in the up position. Oh, there we go, I got it. So it's like a combination of the two levers in order to get these things to work. Uh-oh, now it won't go back up. Oh, there we go. I didn't realize you had to have a combination of the switches in order to do some of the functions. That is a little tricky. Probably explains that like at the end, but you know, I'm impatient and all that. Want results now. I want to play with this cool toy I'm building. Imagine that, playing with your toys. So I think last week we only applied, I don't know, like 1 or 2 stickers the entire stream. And I've already lost track of how many we've put on today. It's like every other step has got some stickers. Now we're doing the rear view mirrors. There is the sticker for that. It is not actually reflective or anything, just kind of a gray tone. Let's go on the other side here. Oh, maybe I was wrong about this being, these little guys being used to hold the battery box in. So now apparently we're attaching something to them. Oh, we get to actually use some system pieces here. To make the lights that go on the top. Unfortunately, they do not actually light up. They probably could have done that. They probably could have tapped right off of the battery box here. So there is our little light assembly. Pops on there. And on there. Oh wow, that was a quick 20 minutes. Alright, chat's gonna get reset for a second there, at least on the stream. And I just put our giveaway link up. So again, in 10 minutes we'll do our first giveaway, 20 minutes later. Oops. So give people a couple minutes to enter. And then we'll pick our first winner. Where's this attaching? Over here. Feels like we're starting to make like wheel wells for back tires here or something. Can see the model is getting to be quite sturdy there. Just pick it up, like right there. It's heavy, that's for sure. Oh, alright, so I thought we were starting to work on the wheel well, and now it looks like maybe we're going to work on the rear outriggers. That pops onto there, and that onto there. Our last one of these linear actuators. We do still have one of the bigger linear actuators. That's probably going to be for the tow arm. Alright. Chat should be back up in the stream. And let's see who our first winner of the night's gonna be. Dollar, congratulations. You've won an Elite TIE Fighter pilot buildable figure. I'm glad I'm pretty sure I did not send you your prizes from last time yet. Has been a little bit of a busy week. This rear linear actuator doesn't actually have any power to it yet, so we're adding in some axles here to make that work. So we're going to be making pretty much 2 of these outrigger assemblies. Looks like they might be slightly different. Somehow it looks like they are a little different, so I can't build them both at once. Bummer. part I need. There it is. Starting to really get low on some parts here. Pretty soon maybe be able to combine some trays again and dump out a couple of these last remaining bags. That'd be nice. I think I might have made a mistake on one of the stickers on the outriggers before. Oops, see. And notice what it is. At this point, the only way to fix it easily would be to take apart a bunch of stuff. And I don't really feel like doing that. Alright, how does this go on here? Oh, there's a bunch of attachments. Line up. See how that is going to potentially work. And I get to build a second, slightly different one. Just different enough that we couldn't do them both at once. this guy up. Alright, so you can see now, those back ones, oh, and it's linked to the side ones, so yeah, they all go out and in at once. That is fantastic. Only messed up my sorting a little bit by moving that around there. Tow truck is getting too big for our workspace here. Thankfully, we're really starting to run low on beams over there. This may be a shorter build than last week, even though we have just about, the same number of steps to get through, I guess, because last time we did all that complicated gear stuff, and this week it's more the final decorative stuff that goes a lot faster. Which I was definitely expecting to some degree, but maybe not quite this much. So I think what we're doing now is the front bumper, which probably means there's going to be a bunch of stickers to do in a minute. Yeah, looks like a couple, yeah. Time to add our 40th anniversary of Technic beam, which dates this set as being about 3 years old now. Came out in 2017. We still already had numbered bags in 2017, so I don't know why this set did not have them. Stickers going on the front bumper here. In addition to our printed beam, we got tow 067. Not sure what the 067 exactly is a reference to. And then somehow this attaches on here. So it would seem. Time flies, such as whiplash, yes. Yeah, 2017 doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it was. So now for the headlights, we're actually using the same piece we did for the seats, but now in trans clear. So that's kind of a neat recolor for that part. I don't think I've seen it in trans clear before. Do that backwards, didn't I? Go like that. Alright, now it looks like we're going to do the wheel well over here. If I can get to the appropriate parts. Goes there. Exciting to think that gotta be getting pretty close to being able to add some wheels. Yeah, like there's not really that many parts back there. Although we do still have to do the whole tow truck thing. You know, it is a tow truck after all. I guess we probably do need to make it look like one. Guys, multitasking a little bit here. All right, and back. Okay, I think we need to combine some areas here so we can actually see the parts I'm trying to use. It is so much simpler. Yeah, Voximo, I mean, you can see we're gonna have some wheel wells, and then there are still, I mean, the front is mostly done at this point, so we do still have a bunch of panels, so I think at least we're gonna have something on like the sides, so you can see like on the sides, like here, but there's probably gonna be a bunch exposed there, just to make sure all the gear functions work, is my guess. That's gonna go on correctly. Come back off sticker. Oh, there's actually a little axle down here. Alright, so now we're working on the front here. We're making like a brush guard. I believe there's going to be a winch on the front as well. Unfortunately, I don't believe it's going to be motorized. That'd be really cool. Does look like all the LEGO Technic panels we have left, I think there's about 6 left. Every single one of them is going to get a sticker. Alright, this is going to be fun. I gotta line up a bunch of stuff here. Come on. There we go. Move some of these parts off to the side. Oh, we get to put our little teddy bear in. is our brush guard. That still needs some chains. Of course it does. Alright. Looks like that is about it for the front for now. Now we get to start working on our toe arm. Finally. Definitely excited to see how this toe arm comes together. Still more gears. Got some gears going in for the toe arm here. There's a, oh, that's not a good place to pick it up from. This thing is going to need a carry handle by the time we're done with it. so. That's going to be able to engage the gear on the differential we've got. You know we're getting close to being done when we're starting to finally run out of Technic pins. Considering we had 2 bags this size that were completely full at the beginning, yeah, I think we're making good progress. Alright, time for our large linear actuator. No pneumatics in this set, all motors and gears. Alright. And this. Is going like so. I think like so. Oh, looks like I might have been wrong about the winch there. There is not going to be a winch on the front. We are going to have some string on this back of the tow truck here. I guess that means it will be motorized. Oh, this is interesting. This is not the string you usually see in a LEGO set with a winch or anything. This is definitely something special. Probably something that's a bit stronger, would be my guess. goes on there. And I'm very excited to see how this is going to work out. Alright, we're just about 2 hours into our stream. So I'm putting the giveaway link up again. Chat will go away for a couple minutes. Obviously, if you're watching, you can still chat, it just will not be showing up on the stream. Just a little bit of a limitation on our setup for the time being. But before, we never had the chat show up on the screen at all, so in my mind, you know, this is just it's all an improvement. Condense some of these again, and we'll just put all our 3 and 2 friction pins in the same tray there. That should make things easier. Our actuator on there. Fantastic. I'm really excited to see what happens when we get to motorize, or turn on the motor for this thing. parts I was used to having in certain places go. Can't find anything now. Alright, let's find out who our next winner is going to be. Congratulations, Woomy World, you've won a K2SO buildable figure. We'll be sending you an email so we can get you that prize. Yeah, sometimes Technic pins just do not want to line up properly. Woomy, W-O-O-M-Y, not Wooby, was the winner. So awesome. Alright, time to make this tow truck arm a little longer there. Alright, now it's time to make, I guess, the toe connector thing. It's not quite a hook. I guess you guys will get to see it in a moment. See, this is what we're building. It's hanging off the back of our tow truck. Alright, and let's see. Some very grainy pictures here. So we need our string. Come down like this. It needs to go through this one module Technic beam. Around this wheel that we're using as a pulley, back through the Technic beam, and then we tie it off somewhere. Need some more slack. And it gets tied off over here. Right, right. I did not leave myself enough slack. A little more. Tying knots is not one of my strong suits. A Boy Scout, I was not. Especially on these little fiddly bits here. There we go. All right, starting to look like a tow truck. This thing up. Ugh. Look at that. And now it looks like we're going to be making a side panel. Probably going to have one on each side. Kind of goes back to Voximo's question about how finished it's going to be in the end. So we're going to need our two panels here. Unfortunately, it's having us build it before we put the stickers on. so it'll be a little annoying. But I guess it might make it slightly easier to line things up later. To make sure the stickers look good at least. These pieces do not want to go together tonight. Alright, so just built this panel. You can see it's got a couple axles on here to connect to something. But now I gotta put some stickers on. I think I'm gonna pop that off to make it easier to put the one in the middle on. Nope. These are fairly wide stickers. Okay, this definitely would have been easier to do before all this was built out. I think that should be good. Again on the next panel. Hopefully keep the stripes lined up. Alright, we need to take off all this garbage on here. That is just not making it easy to put these stickers on. Just can't keep the panels flat, so it's hard to get a good angle on it. this back on. Hopefully in the right way. Alright, so there is one side panel for our tow truck. And yeah, we only got 3 more stickers left for the other side. So now it means I have to take this guy. Attach these panels. Thankfully there's some good wiggle room there. Oh, it looks like before we do the other side panels, we're doing some more details, possibly finishing off the side. And there's something wrong here. Okay, nope, we're good. Let's just make this little brake light assembly. So Voximo, I don't really have an answer to that question. It's been something I've not really been quite talking about on our streams, but yes, unfortunately, Chelsea and I broke up, and the cats went with her, so the cats aren't living here anymore. Tubbs and Winky have moved on, I guess. So, don't know how they're doing. Hopefully well. I miss them. There's your blinkers. Yeah, it is what it is, Voximo, unfortunately. stickers do not want to go on. At least not on properly. Last sticker. Turns out pretty good. We're getting somewhat close to being done tonight, guys. It's coming along pretty good. We get to play with it. That's always the fun part. I get to check out all those cool features. So that's something to look forward to for sure. Didn't realize tow trucks had so many chains on them. All right. No more panels or beams left, guys. We are in the home stretch. It is time to put on the wheels. These ginormous wheels. I took the time in between streams to get them on their hubs. Or rims, I guess, to make this a little easier. Whoa. Alright, I guess we're putting it on its side. Doing this one probably makes more sense anyway. This would be easier if I could see what I was doing. Alright, starting to look like a tow truck. And I guess it already was starting to look like a tow truck, but now it's even more looking like a tow truck. Alright, look at that. That bad boy. They do still have parts left, because you do need to put the hubcaps on at the very least. And that is why we've got these 6x6 dishes hanging around. There are still quite a few other parts. Looks like some of them are going to be used on the remote control. But either I skipped a step somewhere, which is always very possible. But I feel like these should not be left over. Quite a few leftover parts here. Mainly just the little sorts of things you'd expect there to be leftovers of, except for those Technic half beams I was shown. No, and yeah, it looks like I must have missed something because we're on step 590 and that is the last step. Alright then. We'll have to take a quick look back to the instructions to see where I skipped something. Getting these axles lined up for these hubcaps is a little tricky. Oh, nothing is like jumping out at me as not having something attached to it. See, it's having us put these little axles on here. They're not specifically hubcaps, these are just 6x6 dishes. Alright, let's figure out where those half beams were supposed to be. Meanwhile, you guys can enjoy this beautiful looking machine. I do not want to have to go through this many pages of stuff to try to find this. Can I see anywhere any pictures? And the fact we also have like 8 or so Technic pins, just normal black friction pins left over, seems like that probably has something to do with those half beams. I feel like it might have something to do with the battery box. Like something's supposed to be locking that thing in. Alright, looks like we're near where we installed the battery box. No, I don't see anything with that. Yeah, it just kind of slides in there. Alright, if I get back to where we started today, and I don't see it, we're just gonna give up, I think. Then sticker sheet go. There we go. Almost there. Still no sign of these beams. Which means I probably skipped them somewhere like so far ago that I wouldn't even be able to get to them if I wanted to. Alright, that was back where we left off, so hopefully everything works alright. Going back to the end here. Let's see what we got. Alright, so we got our little remote control. So apparently, depending on the mode it's in, left should make it go forward and backwards, right should be steering. When the selector switches in the proper position, let me put it in that. It's a very complex machine, I will just say that. Are these beams supposed to be there? Yes, there's supposed to be 8 of them. Apparently I used 6 and had 2 left over. Alright, but enough of that. Okay, so right now, it's not going to do anything because I have all these switches in the neutral position. But if I switch this downwards, you can see the wheels turn in there. Whee. That is pretty awesome. Alright, so now if we put this like this, I don't think anything is gonna happen because then we have to use the second switch. Alright, let's see what happens with this. Alright, so that's gonna be the arm. So I think if we put this in the downward position over here, we can put out our outriggers. I'm curious now if we put this like this. Okay, I can still drive, so they don't quite give enough power. Oh, alright, and so we can control the outriggers there. And then we can lift this guy up. Which you guys, I can't even see because it's going so high. You can get the idea. Alright, let's tilt the camera up so you guys can see this. It's going up pretty high there. Presumably at some point it will bottom out. It looks like the little string fell off the pulley while we were doing that, so let's make sure that's on there properly before we go messing with that. Alright, so that goes up and down, and then if we flip the switch, you can see we can rotate it. And then put the winch up and down. It's up. And you can see that going over here. Apparently it does not have that much slack. I don't know if the cord is just getting tangled up or something. Because there's plenty of string on there. Yeah, I think it's just getting tangled up a little bit. I don't think there's enough weight on this for it to really work like maybe as well as it should. There we go. Also could have just been me doing a lousy job of winding up the spool at the beginning. So there's a limit to how far this can turn. I'll show off in a second, but there is actually like a little thing in the bed of the truck that stops it from turning too far. All right, switch that back. Raise these up and lower the boom. Alright, then put it back into drive mode and drive around. It's just a little confusing to use this to drive because, you know, you use this right stick here to go up is left and down is right. But, you know, it would be a lot easier if like you could turn it right and left. because otherwise it takes a bit. You know, I'm having a little difficulty. I can't just like drive it around, especially on this small, small space I've got. It's not easy to drive it around and steer it using both, up and down, as opposed to one up and down and one left and right. But yeah, that is going to be our 6x6 all-terrain tow truck. I think we've got one more giveaway we can do. So I just put up that link. And while we do that, kind of show this thing off a little bit. Turn that off. Put us in neutral again. Alright, so yeah, here it is. You can see we've got our rear kind of independent axles, both on a differential. And this one has got the steering. You can see our selector switches here for using the tow controls versus driving. Our doors open. Well, that's kind of one of the smaller things. Oh, we didn't show off the engine pistons going. We'll show that off in a sec. Here is the bed. You can see, no, you can't see. You can see these yellow half bushings here, and that is the limit for the rotating on the crane. So eventually these orange beams will, as you turn the boom, will hit that, and that'll keep it from going too far. So yeah, the inside of the bed is a little bare, but I don't think that's too big of a deal. I feel like that axle probably should have been pushed all the way through at some point. But yeah, I don't feel like that's too big of a deal there. Definitely not a deal breaker as far as the set as a whole goes. You can see we've got our selector switch on this side. You can see this does the boom left and right, and the string part up and down. And then when you do down, it goes and does the outriggers and the arm up and down. So we've got those little stickers there to help explain what everything does. Yeah, and then you can see we've got our little IR receiver up here, nice and color-coded in our battery box. That can just slide out if you need to replace those batteries. Make that nice and easy. And all right, so I guess the last thing we'll do, we'll turn this back on. So is it gonna, yeah, and so it is 6x6 like advertised. So you can see it's mainly the front wheels driving. But like if you put any pressure on these back wheels here, like so I just have the back ones, tilt the camera down a little bit. So I just have the back ones on the ground. They are like trying to move, but it's just not nearly as much as is going to the front axle. Now the other thing with that is we can open up the hood while we do that, and you can see the pistons on the engine go. So that is pretty sweet. It's a pretty awesome detail there. So yeah, this is a pretty fantastic build. Definitely a lot of fun. I wish I knew where I missed these pieces and where those go. But I'll have to look back through the instructions and figure it out. Clearly everything looks like it's working, so it must not be that big of a deal. Yeah, this was a fantastic build. A lot of fun. Took us, what, almost, maybe a little over 6 hours to do. So definitely keep you engaged for a while you go and do make it, and then once you're done you have a RC tow truck you can drive around. Looking forward to testing it out where I have a little bit more space. So yeah, let's see if there's anything in the chat we missed. Yeah, moving pistons, very nice. Yeah, I don't know if I have another Technic vehicle that would be the appropriate size for this thing to tow. Pretty much I've just got other, any of the smaller Technic stuff that I have streamed recently has been taken apart. So I've got like the large pneumatic like pneumatic crane truck that we built a while ago. That might be a little extreme for this thing to tow, and I've got the Porsche 911, the orange Porsche, which I think is definitely too much for this thing to tow. We could try to give it a shot, I suppose. I'll have to see what we can dig up that might be a good candidate for this. But yeah, so let's see who our final winner for the night's gonna be. Hey, Voximo, it was you. You won a Jin Urso buildable figure. So congrats, Voximo. And yeah, I think that's gonna wrap things up for tonight. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us and watching. I hope you had fun. Next weekend, we definitely should be back. Don't know what days just yet. Next weekend is President's Day weekend, so we may do a Sunday stream. Heck, we may do a Monday stream, but we will be looking at your feedback in the chat or from the giveaways to see what set we build next. So we'll definitely be taking that into consideration. So thanks again, guys. Hope you had fun. And until next time, this is going to be Black 6 from BZPower signing off.